right.
Possibly.
We are back, everybody. We are back with another Game of Thrones is back, y'all. Knights of the Seven, a Night of the Seven Kings. We supposed to have been back last year for House of the Dragon, but HBO is on some. We don't feel like doing it, so right now. So,
Right.
and I think budget too. I think with all them selling HBO and Warner Brothers stuff, I think that they was like, look, you can't put no stuff on the books right now unless if it's gonna be dragons in it. We don't want no nothing with big dollars in it. You can do this Knights of the Kingdom because this is just don't be at one place. But we are back. How is everybody doing? How's everybody doing?
All right.
Fantastic. Doing great. Glad to be here.
All right. So we are here for A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, which is based off the novella Dunk and Egg. So first episode, I'm gonna read a little bit of my notes here. Dunk, a young squire, buries his deceased master, Sir Ariana Pennytree, taking his sword, shield, and 3 horses. He travels to a nearby town of Ashford for an upcoming tournament. At an inn, Dunk meets a child who asks to be his squire for the tournament, but Dunk refuses. Then after reaching Ashford, Dunk meets Palmer, Ashford's steward, and requests to enter the tournament, but Palmer says someone must vouch for him. Dunk seeks out Sir Manfred Donrenan, whom Arian served, but 2 prostitutes claim Manfred is sleeping and can call Dunk called him impoverished hedge knight. We'll talk about that in a little bit. While walking around, Dunk encounters the hostile knight Sir Stefan Fosway and his squire Raymond Foswire and watches a puppet show. Raymond later takes Dunk to Sir Lionel Baratheon's tent, where he feasts and dances with Lionel, but he downplays Dunk's chances in the tournament. And then we end with basically Dunk and Egg coming together and him saying, hey, I ain't got nothing to do. You can be with me. So that's where we are for the first episode. What did you think, Jen? Let's start with you first, Jen. What did you think about overall the first episode?
I've got some feelings. I'll go with the positive first.
Mm-hmm.
I love Egg being fully dressed properly in full armor. I love Dunk throwing the coin down on the ground to Egg. And the really quick line of, basically saying you can act coy, but I know you're going to grab it as soon as I walk away. And I love how they introduced, is it Damon is it Damon the drunkard or is it Darren the drunkard? Darren. Okay. I appreciate that. Mm-hmm. Because it gave me hope. It gave me hope for the future. Okay. I'll say this. The Game of Thrones that I loved, beautiful people, unabashed riches. Okay. I feel like the studio, they are taking us for granted. I don't want to see a gratuitous shit scene 5 minutes into the show. Okay? Let me be clear. Duncan the Tall needed to be way more attractive for him to have that much strength. Like you can't be poor and okay, it needs to be one or the other. Like if I'm not going to the riches,
but aren't most poor people people try to say most poor people are unattractive because you don't have no money to make yourself look better.
Okay, yeah. Until you meet Jon Snow, the fuck? Like no.
But Jon Snow came from bread.
Okay, now was he poor? No, but I mean, like the lowly cast out. I don't know. I see this big piece of meat. I got to eat all the. I mean, I think it was just overkill. Like, and I get them. I get the approachability of it all. Everyone loves him. He's so humble. He's so full of honor. Okay, but like, is there not a more attractive, tall person? I mean, because like, wait, stay with me. Okay, like
valid question.
Like, Jamie made it okay to overlook the incest because he's so good looking. Like Duncan.
I didn't know we was going here. I didn't know this was even going to go this route.
Here, I get to say this. I'm a tall. I just felt like, just like him hitting his head on the ceiling, and okay, like he's a poor country bumpkin from I don't know, Iowa. I get that. I'm in the big city now. Fine. But I just felt like it was just overkill. I love Egg already. He's so refined. Set up the camp unbeknownst. Like, he's clearly royalty. He's clearly of means. And I'm excited for the future. I thought it was a slow start. I will give a nod to production. I will give a nod to seemingly this episode. You got to see what was going on in darker rooms. All the other seasons, the rooms were so dark. The lighting was so, and you just had to like literally change your settings on your TV in order to like see what was going on in these like meaningful spaces, because they were just so dark. So I think that was an adjustment. I think that people may have complained. I think they hurt their viewers on that point. But just for starters, I mean, it's a slow go. I mean, I saw a melanin prostitute, so that's not nothing. You know, that means something, right? Okay. But it was a slow start for me. It was a slow start.
Right.
So.
What about you, Bethany?
Similar. Not a slow start for me, but an interesting start. I wasn't expecting to be able to see everything. So shout out Jennifer, Jen the Tall just brought that up. And I was like, miraculously, I didn't have to turn out every light in this room to watch the show. I was taken aback by the tone that it took. I wasn't expecting to WTF and laugh out loud at strange random moments so quick into the season, into the episode. I love the setup though. I love how it slow walked. You know, the prostitutes calling Dunk a hedge night, and Egg saying every night needs a squire. Even he knows that. The viewers don't know unless you read, unless you are hip to the game, they don't know who they are. But yeah, how's this, like, it's not suspicious to you that the innkeeper said, oh, my son's always off, and then when she found out that wasn't her son who took the horses, nobody said, well, who's that out in the stable? Taking putting up horses for a copper, right? And my favorite already is the Baratheon, Laughing Storm, which, hello, I am Shorty Laughing Storm. But already he's my favorite character. I love how he's written. I love his weariness of it all, just looking for something, anything to hold his attention. And also think like, why are you in my tent? What did you bring me? Did you bring me honors? You didn't even bend the knee. You didn't even come in and introduce yourself. You just in my tent, eating my food, partying. And he was taken aback by the honesty. He's like, no, I'm just here to eat dinner. Like, sorry, didn't know, but I already like the Baratheon. So I yield.
All right, Scott, what about you?
I mean, I was a little disappointed by the lack of real action in the first, because it being a series finale. I'm sorry, a series premiere. And I was a little confused initially until they actually introduced Egg more permanently, because it came off a little slapstick and a little comedic to me. But I thought that I thought Dunk is actually a pretty good character as far as visually what he looks like. I think it plays off the naivete, his ability or desire to want to do the right thing, versus somebody who seems to be a little bit more worldly and more able to easily navigate themselves out of awkward situations. I'm interested to see how Egg got there in the first place. So I'm waiting to see how that story plays out. I mean, I obviously he knew he wasn't really a true knight, if no, at best a hedge knight. So I mean, I think that kind of plays out to it. I'm surprised I'm saying this. I'm surprised they found a child actor that was able to come off as mischievous and more knowledgeable than he's supposed to be, without it being over the top, without them having to give a whole bunch of dialogue. One of the things I was really surprised with is that the child actor was, when they talked about the luck they would get from seeing the shooting stars, and then he went back and said, is that really a thing, or whatever, and the kid just kind of gave a wry smirk. Like, it was really subtle, but it was really, it was really spot on, and it kind of showed the difference of sophistication between the two, and the understanding of the world. And so, I mean, I thought the child actor did a really, really good job.
He did real good. You did really
And obviously,
I mean, I wanna speak to that though, because you're not wrong, but in my readings,
Mm-hmm.
is this the same Duncan the Tall that slays 150 billion women? So I just want to see, just knocks them down. Like Duncan the Tall had. I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, but like I thought that like according to Duncan, like his story was he was like a ladies' man or something, or like evolved into being that. So I just want to see how they like bridge. I want to see how like they like bridge.
I mean,
that.
he ain't got no bread yet. Yeah, you're gonna become
Right now he's not that guy. He ain't that guy yet, right?
Yeah.
That guy comes with the money. He got to win something. He got to get in the tourney. He got to joust. He got to beat somebody. But you're not wrong. So yeah.
I want to see how they pull that together.
You want to know how if the legend is he's a ladies' man, why doesn't he look better?
Right. Or why does he have not just any more just natural? I mean, it was the being impressed by I don't know. It was like a cheese Danish or something. He's like, oh, the Danish. And
I think the charm of that is that he will become what you're saying, but he came from humble beginnings of like, he was a dude that didn't know nothing. And then all of a sudden he becomes this known knight throughout all the realms. You get to see we got it from the mud, like literally got it from the mud.
Yeah.
That's what I think the charm of it is with this character.
The intended.
I did have one question. It seems as if he lost all 3 horses.
No, he has all. He still got all of them.
Does he still have all 3 horses?
Yeah, because they travel with him.
Because he said at the beginning, if I sell you 3, I could eat like a king. And then he promised his old knight, that he would take good care of the horses. Seems like a guy who's going to keep his word on the horses, provided they don't get stolen.
So as we get into, I have a question for y'all. Are the Hedge Knights basically ice? I mean, I'm just saying, what I say about this is like Hedge Knights are they just travel around and just do odd jobs for you basically as a knight. But I'm saying they're basically ice. They don't really have no respect for real in the real streets of knightdom. And they kind of like, you pop up if you need them, like, hey, we need to get some Hedge Knights over here to handle some of this stuff for us. But people don't like them for real. And they think that they're nobody. So I'm just wondering if we could connect Hedge Knights with good knights.
Well, I'd say no, because ICE reports to our dictator, and Hedge Knights theoretically don't report to anyone, right? That like they are pseudo knights without a lord, without a house, without a claim. And so, and I love the last scene of actually showing him sleeping in a hedge. Mm-hmm. Like I think that pulled it together for a lot of different people. But I think that the duty of a hedge knight, in my opinion, is something that's more chosen. Like you can choose the side of right or wrong, in which ICE has unequivocally chosen the side of wrong. So I would not demonize anyone.
You want to give Hedge Knights a little bit more credit than that.
Yeah, right. Hedge Knights have an option.
Might be more like cell swords then.
They're the cheaper version of cell swords, it sounds like. And a lot less practiced in the craft of battle, right? Seems like Hedge Knights are kind of like your resident handy guy, right?
Yeah,
everybody's got one, and it just he serves no house, no master. He has no, he's got some clients, some customers, but whoever's got the coin gets the work. So.
Yeah, and it's so funny with Egg where he's like, man, I've been around. Like he's like, how do you know who all the real knights are? He's like, I know a few back because he knows them.
Egg goes, your belt is made of rope.
Right.
Good catch, kid.
Like that's a fake Gucci belt you got on, bro.
It's a fake Gucci belt.
Fake Gucci belt. Listen, it looked like the real thing. Upon closer inspection, perhaps not.
But I like the episode because it would take us back to how when Game of Thrones first started happening, where it was these conversations that we had where it was just like we're getting these character developments through these small conversations of learning people before. Because I feel like the Red Wedding somewhat maybe ruined Game of Thrones because like everything had to be a spectacle then for like the episode to be good for some people. And then, especially like casual watchers where they're like, oh, it's the Red Wedding. Oh, then we got dragons. We got all this. Oh, like so. I think some people that aren't into the character of loving Game of Thrones didn't like this first episode because there wasn't no dragons in it and wasn't nobody being stabbed up or nothing.
Well, I don't mind it.
Okay, you know what though? And there, I think I should have started this like, did you ever see the My Hero Academia?
Yeah.
Like, right. So you know how My Hero Academia starts out, goes, this is the story how I became the greatest hero of all time.
Yes,
right.
Exactly.
And so it's like, yeah, we start off in a very pedantic, simple story, but they let us know that, hey, this is going someplace that you may not see coming, and you're about to watch a journey that's going to end someplace miraculous. When they start off the show, they go, hey, a Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, and then they introduce somebody who's sitting by a tree and taking care of horses, and no one's really giving any respect. And he's calling himself Sir Dunk, and then because they're short for Duncan. Yeah, it is. So maybe that's true, maybe that's not. Whatever it is. The point is that they haven't really made us invest in his character yet, narratively. Like if you don't know anything about the story, there's nothing that episode did to make you invest in those characters. You already have to know that you're getting for a story that you're going to care about in order to stick with it. And that's why I say it's kind of a poor season premiere, because if you don't know anything about those characters, nothing really happened. You just make you go, what's the show about?
In a Dunk in like a dope night outfit, like sitting outside and like talking to somebody about like his journey, and then falling into to where we start.
Yeah, or at least some type of prologue that kind of describes what is going to happen and what we're doing. Even like a Star Wars type of scroll. Hey, what's happening in the Seven Kingdoms? Where are we in the timeline? 100 years, 200 years before the actions of Game of Thrones. What is happening? What's the political intrigue? Who's on the throne? Who are the players here? They start the show off and they expect that we recognize the names because we saw Game of Thrones. But they're not telling us anything how it relates to the IP that
maybe they want to reveal that stuff over time.
On it.
Maybe they want to reveal that because there are some characters that may be in that cross over from this time period to then, because it's only 89 years, like 89, 90 years before Game of Thrones starts.
Well, I will say that.
So this character, the character Egg, is the Mad King's grandfather.
Right. It's
right.
Aemon, the master, Aemon Targaryen's brother.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So he's in here too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But which is why I led with the producers functioning with huge amounts of just privilege, I suppose, because they are functioning in a space where our viewers and our base trust us enough to slow walk this episode, allow it to be extremely underwhelming, and still be there with us. And so which really is the basis of my original comment, because someone walking in without a background of how fantastic Duncan the Tall really truly is, that episode does not catch your attention. That episode does not intrigue you to want to see more of him. I can see a million average big, I can go to Quick Trip to see that. Like, I don't, we don't know if Egg is sick. We don't know if he has cancer. We don't know what the situation is. I don't, like, what is this?
Yeah.
What is this?
It doesn't do a good job of telling us why we should care, right?
Yeah,
it doesn't,
right.
Why does this matter? And
you have to know you can care before you do it.
It does not leave us wanting more. I can say that after every episode, Game and House of Dragons, like it left you wanting more. And I don't know what's the best that can happen to Sir Duncan. He get killed at the challenge next week. I mean, what's gonna happen with him? We don't know.
So you're saying for like the average person, like that you think that scroll would have helped it out though, Scott? Is that what you're saying? Like the dun, like, oh yeah, this is 80 years before before the Mad King's
stage setting. I mean, because we all know what the story is and what the story is going to ultimately lead to. So we're invested inherently because we know at least the framework of where the story goes. Mm-hmm. But if you don't, you're not. There was no real lead in to kind of say, hey, where are we? What is the where are we in the timeline? What.
All right.
Got to drop that.
So while he's coming back in, and the best part for me was the dinner in the tent scene, and And also leading into the tent, you see the banners with all the different sigils that we recognize. You saw Baratheon, you saw Dendari, is it Dendarian? I'm sorry, the guy who was beating up his squire, who was his cousin.
Oh yeah, he is. I had his name. Hold on.
While you're looking that up, but yeah, to see all the sigils, that was pretty dope. But the dinner under the tent, like everybody's having a good time, and it occurred to me.
It's Stefan Fossway.
There it is. Thank you. I was completely off base. I don't know how that happened, but at any rate, we are so used to everything being so high stakes in the Game of Thrones world, House of the Dragon world. You know, I kept reminding myself, hey, we're just introducing, right? This is a brand new series, first episode. I kept waiting for the shoe to drop because the showrunners have already proven they don't care about who they kill off. And the book writer, right? George Martin himself, they kill anybody. Ned Stark was off of his head. So, I kept waiting for the other shoe to drop and then reminding myself, like, this must be that era of peace, right? Right before the events of the Game of Thrones. So nobody's really pressed. Everybody's just hanging out, having a good time, doing tournaments. So,
and I guess for me, I just feel like there really is no concept of anything really being a brand new series. That in reality, it is concurrent stories that are overlapping and explained in a timeline, frontwards, backwards, that are so closely woven together that you just. I think that just even like a preface of just like what it is could have been helpful, like Scott said. So
yeah.
You're like a Star Wars crawl or something. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I got Spectrum, so I'm gonna keep my camera off.
I think the coolest thing that was kind of unsaid was Brienne. Like,
yeah, that she has his sword.
Yeah,
that same sword.
But yeah, the same. What is it? The shield, the shield on the back.
Yeah,
showed the same house with the star, and I loved that part. I did.
Because supposedly George R. Martin made up Dunk because he needed to have a backstory for Brienne, and that's how he's like, well, I'm gonna write this book about Duncan the Tall because I needed to have something to connect to why this is for Brienne.
Yeah, to tie it into it.
Right.
Yep.
Oh, can we get to Dunk's deceased mace?
Yeah,
Didn't seem to me like he was a knight. Did it to anybody else? Didn't seem to me like he was any kind of honorable character, or that he might in fact have actually been a knight and not made that up.
No, it didn't.
You said you don't think he's a knight?
No, like no one remembered him.
I feel like what makes you doubt that is even when Dunk went to ask, and I don't know his name, but went to ask a person who could vouch for him to vouch for him. Mm-hmm. He gave his lord's name, and I just remember thinking, if his lord was who he said he was, like they didn't have Snapchat or Instagram, like they remember names, and so
my name is my name.
So like if his name really held weight, it would have held weight, and it just didn't, and so it just there are so many questions about it, but here's the thing. His whole platform is honor and dignity and was doing what's best for the people, for the realm. And so we are compelled to believe him. We are compelled to believe that on his deathbed, that he was knighted and that happened. And I think that it's fun to guess, but I think that just based on the high level of integrity that they present to us, that that he's just expected to be all things holy, that Duncan the Tall would never lie. So
well, I don't know if Duncan the Tall,
we take him at his tall word.
I don't think Dunk lied. I think that maybe his the night that he served lied. Now,
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like I didn't get that he was a knight.
Oh,
yeah, at all.
The caveat would be is that how could somebody who was that dishonorable train somebody else to be that honorable?
Somebody asked Scott where he went.
So you say he basically like was fraudulent, saying like, yeah, I'm a knight. I'm going to train you as a knight, but I'm not even a knight.
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
Like who knows if he was at the battle? Like who knows if it ever happened?
or he just cribbed it from somebody he used to know. I mean, like you said, there was no email, no
so this
chat
is a long con,
GPT,
man. This is a
right?
long
You know,
con.
so he could have been, portraying an actual knight of that name, because we're gonna tell that it's some no-name knight. Nobody's gonna remember him. It's just safe enough to be believable, right? But yeah, that's just what I
And let's
thought.
be honest, he never thought that Duncan and Hall was going to go to Westeros and and his name to appeal to the masses. He didn't think that was going to happen. He thought he was going to tend to his horses.
He thought
Just live out his life in solitude.
Huh. Okay. Like, I didn't even think about that. The con could be starting from there. So okay. So he really thinks he's imposter syndrome, not knowingly being an imposter.
And him being so honorable sells the story, right? I mean, who's when he put on the whole oh shucks act with the whores, with the prostitutes, he was like, you don't have to mock me. I didn't mean to offend. Like, even that's game, right? Even that's game, but it's intended to portray him as just all shucks, so honorable that, turn the whore's heart to pure gold, and now they want to help him and, mother him and, make sure he gets the information that he needs. Come on, please. I've lived a long time.
My 5-year-old says, "Mommy, don't laugh at me." After doing something stupid, like, I'm laughing. Like, don't be dumb. Like, don't be dumb.
It's hot on the bottom 15 times, right?
Crazy.
Oh, so I like that though. The idea that he doesn't go and he doesn't even have the correct training. It's like somebody saying that they were the sheriff of a town, and then you go to like real police academy training, and then you find out like, oh man, they didn't even train me for real life to be a real cop. He just trained me on this Mayberry shit. Like,
all he's got is that broadsword. And when the guy said, "Hey, that's a nice broadsword," he's like, "Hey, I earned it fair and square." And he was like, "That's an odd thing to say."
Or did.
Right? Like, why would you say that? I was just admiring. Yeah, but okay, next. So he believed the con, I think. And because he's so earnest, it carries over. So, that might actually be a brilliant piece of subterfuge right there. The more I talk about it, the more I like that. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's interesting. Now, so then, so basically, you think everyone else knows he's not a knight though, throughout this?
Oh yeah, not even a hedge knight, right?
Yeah,
I think everybody else doesn't even believe he's even a hedge knight. At the very least, they know he ain't a knight, and hedge knight may be a stretch as well. But he's big, so he looks like a warrior. So I don't know, maybe
Yeah.
It makes me wonder, what would Egg see in him then? Because Egg for sure knows what a knight is. Egg for sure has lived a short life of knowing nobility, seeing, and he's
also been fooling everybody along the way. He's doing the same thing as Dunk. He's I don't think he's ever even really pretending. He just doesn't answer the question, "Hey, are you the stable boy?" I could if I wanted to. He didn't outright say yes. He didn't outright say no. Hey, you didn't follow me. He's like, "No, I rode in the back of a lamb cart." Like, maybe he kind of sees it. I don't know. Maybe he's just a precocious little something. I don't know.
So maybe he wants to find out about how the common folks that he's going to rule ultimately live.
I mean, he doesn't think at this time period, just to give people, but he's 4th out of 4, as they call him. They call him the 4th out of 4. He don't think he's doing it because he's like, dude, I ain't got shit else to do. Like,
yeah.
I'm
my
not
brothers are busy. Nobody's even missing me. They don't
nobody even missed me being gone.
What was his name? The Unlikely, maybe?
Yeah, because he's the 4th of the 4 sons. Yeah. So he literally like, man, I ain't got nothing. He's like, I don't want to take the black, but I want to go do something else because it ain't gonna happen for me.
And in truth, honestly, seeing Egg, for one reason or another, I really can't explain why, but it just made me love Master Amos so much more.
Yeah, they were boys, man. He literally took the black just for his brother could be king, because he's Master Aemon's older than Aegon. So it's like, oh man, this is like it's interesting seeing like he was really a little kid, like the studying, he's learned. You could tell he knows like stuff. It's not like he's not as spoiled as you would think a prince would be.
I wonder if Master Aemon is gonna be. If we'll see him this
season. We should. Yeah, if we go, we should see him because he's older than.
Because he's old. You're right. Mm-hmm. So that'd be cool.
How many seasons is this supposed to go?
I mean, it's a novella. It's short, so I'm thinking 2-3 max.
I think this is 5 or 6 episodes.
So just this season is only 5 or 6 episodes.
Yeah, I think 6. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's 6 episodes. So
it's only 6. She's correct. 6 episodes. Yep.
Really? Okay.
Yep, 6 episodes. So they may get through all. I mean, maybe they might get through most of it actually. In 6. More I'm thinking about it. It's gonna pick up though. It'll pick up. It's just funny to seeing some of these different like the Baratheon family, man. Like they really are people because you connected to. They basically get money because of the Dragon War. That's when they come up. The Baratheon family makes they come up because of the Dance of the Dragons. That's how they come up. Because they aligned themselves with the Greens, and they were like, and then they basically, because remember, if you remember, they couldn't read. If you remember they couldn't read yet.
Yeah. They were in the back of the bus.
Yes, they literally figured out a way to become something through that war.
Mm-hmm.
And then think about where their house was. That house was in the middle of nowhere. You had to take a boat or fly there. It's not good weather, and they got up out of there. Storms in. They got up out of there fast. Yep. They was like, we out. Like we are not. This ain't our spot no more. And then it's funny. Like I told you before. That's why I started appreciating Stannis more because he realizes that all his family is all these folks, but he like the smartest one to come out of it. He's like, and he don't want to have nothing to do with the Baratheon name for real. Besides the name to be able to get him to being the king, which is being an asshole or not, depending on how you look at it. But Stannis thought he was better than being a Baratheon. Like, man, look at my brother, look at Renly, look at my line of people. My great grandfather didn't know how to read. Like, I'm one of the best battle technicians in all the realm.
But I also killed my daughter, so
that's true.
Stannis can miss me with all of that bullshit.
Look, this pre the death of the daughter. This pre-death
right.
of the daughter.
Yeah, I guess.
Pre-death of the daughter.
Did anyone else think that Baratheon looks like a tall Tyrion?
Yes. Yes.
A tall Tyrion.
Yes. He did look like Michael Jenkins.
Just a little bit, right?
Watch it again, Bethany. Watch it.
Oh no, I get it. Yes.
A tall Tyrion.
Not a tall Tyrion.
Because here's the thing. He was the only Lannister who didn't have like blonde hair. Like, why was that? You gotta get about it. Okay. I love the conspiracy theory, I like it.
Yeah, and then he's got the elk, their elk crown on, and he's letting Dunk wear it, which is like no in general. That's a no for them. Within you got to be a Baratheon to wear that elk horn crown, and they just getting drunk kicking it. I mean, to me, he reminded me more of Robert Baratheon potentially if we saw him when he was younger.
Yeah,
probably. Yeah,
agreed.
Yeah.
And he's smaller because Robert was more bigger, but he wasn't like fat like we see him. He was just a solid sized dude before.
And Dunk can be his Ned Stark. Oh, besties, right?
Well, I'll say I like the comparison to Robert Baratheon because in the quiet time at the table, just them two talking, there was no more vibrato. There was no more ego. It was a genuine conversation, and it felt like two old friends talking. Two just relatable guys, someone saying, I don't know what to do. And the honest answer he gave was, he goes, what do you think about me dueling? What do you think about the fight, the challenge? And he just says, I don't know. Do you know what I mean? And so like that level of just kind of earnest transparency, those are like little gems of like what it potentially is going to be for the future, in my opinion. And you saw a little bit of that up from Robert when he wasn't drunk, when he wasn't with whores, maybe. Just like him and Ned.
Which was never. He was always drunk and with whores, according to Cersei. You know.
It's not his fault. Cersei did it.
Cersei's not a reliable narrator, though, either.
Trying to survive. Just trying to make it through. All those kids is not his.
Oh, them kids ain't his. Yeah, he was just trying to get on by and not strangle her to death. Okay, that's
the main thing. Is not strangle her to death.
Right, we get it.
So I think it's gonna kick up with a lot more this season. What do you all like to see this season for as we finish up? What would you like to see in this season? Do we get a time jump, or do you guys want to keep it with just the little egg and
I'm down for the ride. Like I am going to try this season, since it's a small blip novella. I'm just no expectations for me. I want to just kind of let it ride and see where the ride takes me.
Yeah, same in a way. I to add to that, I want to see. I love the backstory on how Egg becomes who he is ultimately. So I love the ideal of it. You know, it just I just felt like this episode is a bit of a slow walk, but this story deserves to be told. You know, and they've got the time to do it. I just want to make sure. I hope that it's done well. That's what I'll say.
I think this season's only going to be at this tournament. I think we don't get no more than this tournament.
Yeah, I think I read that it kind of stays in town, basically.
Oh, so they didn't spend nothing on the budget. No wonder this came out before House of Dragons. They didn't spend nothing.
Yeah, like they're just, maybe one or two cut scenes to somewhere else to give context, but the majority of it's like staying kind of in Westeros. So, which is okay because
because I'm just saying budget wise, it makes sense now. Why they were we only need 3 sets. We good. We don't no CGI needed either. Oh yeah, we can do this and get.
And
this
one only tall actor. We good. So.
You do want to see him look better? Is that you do want to see him start looking more finer as the season goes along?
Here's the thing: he gets a lot of screen time. I think that I deserve. Okay, it's the waste of a tall.
You do. You totally. We deserve.
We deserve.
You and the people. Anybody who likes to look at that, we deserve more. So and better. All right.
Especially in light of the explosive diarrhea scene. Like, you don't get to bombard me with explosive diarrhea and then give me someone medium to look at. Like, we can't do both. Like, you don't get like Jamie was missing a hand and he was still fine as shit. So,
yeah, that Jack Waltz. Jamie with one-handed Jamie was better than this. Let me say it.
One hand Jamie in an incestual relationship. Let's be clear. Like, and he still was like with the chiseled cheekbone and all. Like, I was appalled.
I mean, if we're critiquing, they just got their whore game.
A woman.
Don't feed me a whole bunch of whores and show me no nudity.
Could never. So, do better.
Yeah, I mean, I do want to see what's going on with the Baratheons. Like I said, this character that we're seeing here is Robert Baratheon's great grandfather. Direct great grandfather. So it's what they say, what every couple of generations it skips. It has seemed like this is the same situation. Like, why are you letting them wear your crown of elk crown? Like that just make
the wine, the ale. That's why.
And I can see Robert have been doing that too. Like in King's Landing, that's at bars, just putting them on people's heads randomly.
Yeah,
and on women too. Because we know y'all don't bastard children. All right, what about you, Scott? What do you want to see this season as we wrap up?
I want to see them step the whore game.
You're muted, Scott.
I can hear him.
He's good.
I can't hear him.
Go ahead, Scott.
I was saying that I hope they step the whore game up. You could give you a bunch of prostitutes then they need to be some nudity. Since we're complaining about the aesthetics of everybody in the show, then you're gonna give me some whores. Then they should at least be topless.
You got whores. They just weren't naked like in previous iterations of the Game of Thrones universe.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm complaining about.
Okay, yeah. Nice.
Oh, y'all hilarious. All right, I'm looking forward to this next episode. Where can everyone hit? Does anybody want to give out their socials if they want to give them out? You don't have to.
I'm old, child. I don't have no socials. Tune back in next week, right here.
Yeah. We do have another member that has decided to choose Jocelyn's Cabaret and what is the other show?
And Baddies.
Okay. Over joining us for this season. Victoria, only 6 episodes too. We ain't even doing a long season. You could have checked back in with us. But it's all good. 6 episodes. Jocelyn's Cabaret.
Lock back in, V. Come on, we need you.
High quality television. We're missing out that we're getting here, y'all. Thank y'all as always. We like y'all for listening. Thanks.
Take care.